right. Bluetooth Boombox 2.0. Alright guys, so here it is. This is the Bluetooth Boombox version 2.0. This is the front of it. As you can see, I was kind of going for kind of like you know, an old school Fender amp or something like that. It's not quite exactly like that obviously, but I wanted to get sort of that feel, kind of make it look like a well put together speaker box. This one I didn't use reclaimed wood. I just I used some plywood. Essentially the whole thing's plywood. The sides are 3/4 inch plywood, the face and the back are 1/2 inch plywood. As you can see, this one's a ported box. And I got my Social Woodworks logo in the front there. And if you can see, you know, the lighting's kind of bad right now. I got this voltage meter, LED voltage meter that basically just tells you the voltage of your battery pack. Right now it's at 11.9, which it's a little bit drained. I've been basically testing this thing for a while. So yeah, so on this build I went with coax speakers instead of a component speaker set. These coax speakers, however, are pretty damn good. I'm very impressed with them. These are the Infinity reference models, 6.5 inch coax speakers, and I don't know if you could tell the way they make their subwoofers. There's very little waste here. Like on most speakers, you'll have like this part will all be flat and then the rubber will start down here, and so the woofer itself would be smaller. These woofers have great bass response because the woofers are actually bigger than most 6.5 inch speakers, so I thought that was pretty cool. Bottom of this has the same feet as the first build that I did. I wrapped this one in black vinyl just so I can get that cool amplifier look, and it has this nice decorative chrome corner, I don't know what these are called, corner protectors. This recessed area here, I mounted this aluminum plate that houses the control buttons and the 3.5 millimeter input jack, so auxiliary jack. Buttons here is play and pause, previous track, next track, volume up, volume down, and power for the amplifier. I'm going to turn this thing around, show you guys the back. Anyways, so here's the back. It's got pre-drilled screw holes all the way around. I have them all undone so I could open this thing up and show you guys what's inside. If you look here, I have the this here is the female socket for the power plug. It's 2.1 millimeter by 5 millimeter female socket. Power switch with an LED to indicate when it's off and on. Obviously it's off right now, and now it's on. Up here, that's the noise the amplifier makes when you boot it up. It's kind of loud, but anyhow. So this here is just my USB plugs that I got. It's got 2 ports, both are 5 volts, one's at 1 amp and one's at 2.1 amps. So that'll charge any of your phones or iPads or whatever you got that you're, you know, streaming Bluetooth to this thing. Let's open this thing up and I can show you guys what's inside. Inside is a big empty cabinet. You can see the back of the speakers there and the 2 ports. Up top, the amplifier is mounted to that aluminum plate that I talked about with some brass standoffs. I'm not going to go in the wiring of the amplifier. It's basically all it has is the aux input, which is wired to the aux 3.5 millimeter jack wired up here. That plugs into the aux input of the amp. There's 2 speaker outputs and there's 1 power plug. If you watch my other Bluetooth video, it kind of shows where all that stuff goes. That's pretty self-explanatory. Back there I have the power meter, and on the back plate is basically where all the other electrical components are. Here is a 12-volt lithium-ion battery pack that I made. It has a charging circuit on here so that it's charged properly when I plug it in. And then it also has an output lead here, which is going to the switch. So basically this lead here on the right side, this just goes straight over here to the socket for charging. So that goes straight into the battery, charges the battery when that's on. And the output lead here goes to the switch. This is the switch here. It's basically 3 pins. The bottom pin is, excuse me, I just got a text message. My phone's connected to this thing right now. The bottom pin is your common. The middle pin is positive from the battery. And this last pin here is basically what gets switched. So when you turn the switch on, it basically shorts out these 2 pins so that you have 12 volts between the common and the last pin. Now that's just for this particular switch. If you guys use a switch on your builds, you'll have to just follow the wiring instructions for your particular switch. That's just how my switch is wired. So if you look over here, I have a terminal block. It's just a 5 pin terminal block, nothing fancy. What I did was just run the power and jumpered it over 2. So I have 3 rows of power, and then the common I jumpered it over 1, so I have 2 rows of common. That way on this side here, I can just pull my 12 volts off and go to the different components without having to solder a bunch of stuff together or wire nut things together. And I kind of kept the wires clean with just some hot glue. I love hot glue. It's really handy. I just kind of, you know, glue it down to keep the wires from dangling around. I hot glued the battery pack on here. Anyhow, so from here I have these 2 red wires are coming off the positive and negative, and they're run over here to the USB plugs. Also I have 1 cable right here, which is going to the 12 volt, well, sorry, not the 12 volt, but the voltage meter on the front where it tells you how much voltage you have. This other lead here is powering the amplifier, and that is it. I mean, that's all there is to this thing. I hope that answered you guys' questions. I don't know if it seems confusing. It's really not. If you want to know a little bit more details, go ahead and throw a comment down in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you with anything I can. You don't have to make your own battery packs. I started out buying mine, but I like to make things, so I wanted to see how hard it would be to make a battery pack. It's probably easier just to buy them, honestly, but I made this one. I made a few others, so that is that. Anyhow, guys, if you guys have any questions, like I said, hit me up in the comment section. If you like this video, I know it's not that creative of a video, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. That keeps my videos kind of you know, it allows YouTube to show my videos to more people if you guys click that like button, so I really appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I make lots of things like this that I think are pretty cool, and I try to show you guys how I do it. So yeah, thank you, appreciate you watching. Hopefully this helped you guys out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.